Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of She Stays Wet with Your Girl, Joanna Devine. Hi, and we're going to talk about a bunch of amazing things today. But before we do, I just want to thank you for your continued love and support. And if you like what you see and you like what you're about to hear, please, please, please click subscribe, like, and share the videos. So, over the 4th of July weekend, I had a really wonderful and also a very traumatic experience with my family. So, I want to go into it. And before I get into it, I just want to say that I absolutely love my sisters. I'm not going to say their names because I don't know if they want their personal information out there, but I'll just say C and A. I love you guys. So, when I was in my early years, I found out that I had brothers and sisters. My father had several children by several other different women, including my mother. So it's like five different women, five different children. He's that kind of guy. So be it. I always grew up thinking that I was an only child, but come to find out that I'm not. And the pieces of the puzzle had been missing for so long. I didn't really know how to be a sibling. Like, I have cousins, but I was always raised to be an only child. I had my own toys. I had my own stuff. Like, I didn't have to share anything. And maybe that's one of the reasons that I can be a little bit selfish sometimes when thinking about certain things, because it's always only been me. But push comes to shove, in my early 20s, I got to meet my first sister and totally fell in love with her. She's literally the spitting image of my father. And, they look alike. I look at her and I look like her. And for so long, I had never really met any people that look like me or I connected with in that way until I started to meet my family, because I could see myself in them and them in me. Like, yeah, my cousins and I looked alike. And yes, of course, my mother and I look alike. But I always wanted that sibling. And now I was starting to find these people. And then I believe it was in my 30s, I found my next sister, A, who lived in another state. C lived in another state as well. And over the years, it's been very challenging for us to build that relationship, because none of us really understood how to do it. We were just doing it just to do it. And, I wish it came with a handbook, but it doesn't. So anyway, last year I had started, with their permission, I had started a group text of all the sisters that we had either met or not met, because I met both C and A, but A and C had never met. So I was putting them, in the same space, and I was like, let's just make this a group text. So we were all talking, and I came up with the idea of actually having a Sunday brunch where we could all, get together and get to know each other. Now, they had known me and followed my journey through social media, but had not seen me in years. So, over the years, I have lost several friends. I've lost several family members due to sicknesses or, unprovoked deaths or murders, whatever I've been through. I've had to put a lot of people in the ground. Let's just say that. It's an unfortunate situation, but it is what it is. And I have been, really mindful that we're only here for so long, and why not, spend as much time as we possibly can together. So when I put this brunch together, we all came up with a neutral place, which was in New York. I decided the location because I actually am a New Yorker, so I chose the restaurant Melba's in Harlem. Great soul food. If you haven't been to Melba's, you need to go to Melba's. The collard green spring rolls, insane. I had the oxtails and macaroni and cheese and potato salad to die for. My sisters had all kinds of food and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's besides the point. So a couple of weeks before our actual brunch was supposed to happen, we chose the weekend of the 4th of July, which was July the 7th. And I had asked them, I said, hey guys, do you think that we should invite our father? None of us had seen him in approximately 10 years, at least like 10 years. None of us. He has always been pretty much of an absentee father since I was young. And in most of their lives, he hasn't been a part of their life like whatsoever, which is very hard for me to understand, because now that this person is older, I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. Now that this person is older and supposedly wiser, I would think, and I'm the type of parent, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have my own blood children, but as you all know, I have adopted children, and we'll talk about that later. But I can never not make an effort to be a part of my child's life. I just don't understand that. I don't understand like how you have all of these children and you just go on about your days, and now you're supposedly all in the church and Mr. Christian and having all of these, people and parishioners following you and stuff, but yet you can't be there for your own children. But I am the type of person, and we that are the type of people to still love people and give them an opportunity and give them a chance to grow and to be a part of our lives, which we all learned that we shouldn't do. Because I convinced them, not convinced them, I didn't like hold a gun to their head, but I brought up the idea of inviting him to the brunch because none of us had seen him, and they all agreed to it. Up until that day, he was asking us basically, oh, I want to get the address. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. What's the address? Asking each one of us what the address was, not knowing that the other one had already sent over the address. So I was like, why are you doing this if you're not planning to come? Fast forward, the motherfucker didn't come. Okay? And that's what pissed me off, is that we all came from different parts of the world. I came from New York and Queens. My sister C came from New Jersey. And my other sister A comes from North Carolina. We hadn't seen each other in years. This Negro has the audacity to be texting us and everything saying, I'm coming now. Mind you, we had a wonderful time. I love my sisters so much, and I am so thankful that they have allowed me into their existence, and we have allowed each other into each other's existence. Just being around them, giving me that feeling of connectivity and love, and like I have a family. I have a family, not just one that I created, but one that the universe has given me. And I am so thankful that they are my sisters. I couldn't have it any other way. I don't want any other sisters but them. C and I are like buddy, and A and I, like, I just look at her and she's my little sister. And to have a little sister look at me in the way that she looks at me, and wants me to be in their children's lives and to be that aunt and that person for them, and they see me as me, is something I could never have imagined. But to know that up until this mofo, up until like 5 minutes before we were scheduled to leave the brunch, not to arrive, but to leave after we all ate and everything, he calls my sister in the middle of it and says, oh, I'm 2 miles out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Like, yeah. I don't get it. I mean, I understand you're a coward. I understand you're a punk. I understand that you're all of those things. But if you're not all those things, why couldn't you just show up? Why couldn't you just be with your children for one day? We have never all been in the same room together. I know you're a bastard. I know you have issues. I know you're a coward. I know you're a bum. And to all of these other people that, you preach to in church, yeah, you're everything to them, but you ain't shit to us. Because come to find out, you've been violent to all of our mothers, violent to me, a punk ass mofo who has been forgiven by all of your children, and you don't have the audacity to even show up. Now, I understand there are extenuating circumstances. We all have them. But why call us and say, I'm 2 miles out, but I'm not coming? Why would you do that? Just don't show up. You don't have to rub it in our face that you're 2 miles away. At least be a man about it. See, all I'm going to say is this. I love my life. My life may not be perfect, and I may be on a journey of forgiveness and growth and all of these things, and I am not done yet. I'm damn sure not where I used to be, but I'm proud of the person that I am. I'm proud of my sisters. My sisters have made a life for themselves without you. And for you to not even be able to sit in a room with all of us and say, wow, look at all of my children. Look at what I've done. I'm so proud of all of you, just to give us a little bit of that, but you can't even be a man enough to do that. So you can stay where you are. You can live in your little bubble. You can go to hell and handbasket for all I care, but you won't hear from me no more, because I'm not going to continuously extend my hand to someone so they can keep chopping it off. You can't chop off my hand no more, motherfucker. You just can't. So I'm done. I know one of my sisters is really done, because you can't lie to her more than one time and that be done. And for the simple fact of you lying and saying you're 2 miles out, because if you had driven all of those miles, 2 miles is not going to stop you from coming to see your children. I don't give a damn. My kids, if they need me, I will be there. I answer the phone. I call them. I check on them. I feed them. I do whatever I can for my children. And they didn't even come out of my body. Who the hell are you? And if there is a God, the whatever God you worship, because it ain't the God that I worship. If there is a God that is going to allow you into his heaven, I don't want to be there. Because if I die and your nigga ass is there, I don't want to be there. And that's all I'm going to say on the situation. I have said my piece. I hope that my sisters will embrace the words that are coming out of my mouth and know that I am not just fighting for me, but I'm fighting for them. But I am done with his Negro ass. I'm done. And I have to move on. I forgive him, because whatever Bible he reads, it calls for forgiveness. So I'm going to forgive him for being a bastard, but I don't have to have him in my life. My life will be better without him than it is with him. I should have never invited his ass, because I knew he wasn't going to be there. But for him to act like he was and then to not show up for us is disgusting. So goodbye. Wish you well. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.